Good morning, everybody. It's Ben Jones here. It's the 30th day of October. Tomorrow is Halloween, so this is the Halloween Friday. I'm gonna do something that I don't typically do for my personal brewing. I'm gonna use the AeroPress, but I'm gonna use it in the inverted fashion. Also, I'm very excited because I know it's not even Halloween yet, and we still have Thanksgiving before it's the big holiday season, but I got a hold of our 2020 holiday blend. I get excited about the holiday blend every year. I can't wait to start talking about it. Just gonna jump right in. Let's make a cup of coffee. Let's do it. All right, AeroPress. When I make an AeroPress, I typically take my filters, put them in here, we screw this on, and brew on top of the mug. This is the style that the inventor Alan Adler designed the AeroPress for. This is what he had in mind. One of the challenges of that, or I should say, one of the realities of that method, is that as you pour water into your coffee, there's a drip through. And that's a reality. You can't have as precise a control of your coffee and water contact if you're doing it that way. Anyway, but as is the nature of the AeroPress, or I should say the way that the AeroPress is being used, most people aren't using it following Alan Adler's directions, though it is a very competent and delicious recipe, and I stand by what he did 100%. I like that people experiment with this. So this method is called the inverted. I'm going to take the plunger and the brew chamber, and I'm just going to start out with the plunger in place. You definitely want to be at least the depth of the plunger. I like to go a little bit more just for safety's sake so that it doesn't end up blowing out. So I'm just going to bring it so the plunger is resting just below the 4. I want to have a good overlap of the depth of that plunger. I'm doing that because we're going to brew with it upside down or inverted. Let's see if we can get some. I feel like my light in here today is darker and more dim, but well, this is gonna work. If I take that off, that's gonna go a bit too bright. I'm just casting shadows today. All right, so inverted AeroPress. With this, we can take it. I can run some hot water through, give it a preheat. I'm just gonna go straight to business though. I have 19 grams of coarsely ground holiday blend. This is ground somewhere between Chemex and French press. I like to do large chunks in my AeroPress when I'm AeroPress brewing. Just really enjoy having the bigger particles. Gives me a little bit expanded brew time. I'm going to tilt this down a little bit so we can get a look there. All right. So I have my fresh ground coffee, 19 grams, because that's what I like for my single mug. I'm going to turn my scale on and take my hot water, and I'm just going to fill up my AeroPress. Give it a nice, good, kind of aggressive. Let it splash. Let it splash just a little bit. Don't be shy. Got about 150 grams of water in there, and that's filling it up just a little bit above the 1. Where to put my stir stick? Then we always take the AeroPress paddle, make sure we get everything nice and wet. I need to leave a little bit of room on top so that I can stir without spilling over. When we're using the really coarse grind, that allows me to expand the brew time. I can push it out beyond the 30 seconds that we would do if we were using the small particles as directed in the standard recipe. I'm gonna let that sit and steep. I think I'll just add a little more water, just bring it up. Really kind of get cozy with the top, just about a half an inch from the top. All right, now our filters. I still like to have a good rinse on those. So I just put them in the cap, put the cap on top of the mug, and it'll sit right there. I'm just gonna give it a rinse. There we go. I'll take my cap off and just set it aside and pour out my rinse water. Right, we're about 1.5 minutes into this. Give it a few more seconds, and then we will finish up our inverted. So with the inverted method, 100% of the water I added stays in here. We didn't have anything drip through because it's plunger stopped. That's kind of the key to it. Rinsed filter. So very carefully place it on top, lock it in. And then here's the fun part. I'm just going to give this a little rotation just to make sure that everything's nice and loose. We're going to put the mug on top of the AeroPress, and then I'm just going to flip it. Now that I've flipped it, I can plunge it. Here's the irony of the inverted method. See if I can get this to show. I haven't finished pressing all the way, so we're going a little long steep on this. But if you look up here against the plunger, there's some coffee grounds that have clung to the top. I've had conversations with a lot of people and some other AeroPress champions who swear by the inverted method. They say that inverted is much more precise because you can control the water contact. I counter with, yeah, but when you flip, if you get any cling, that's not going to play part of it. So I feel like it kind of all comes out in the wash. And what it really comes down to is, do you like to flip your AeroPress, or do you like to just do it the standard way? It's my personal feeling. All right. I do it the standard way because I don't like to do the whole flipping bit. We've talked about this before. Nothing wrong with inverted. It's just not the way I like to do it. I now have my mug. It's a very strong cup of coffee. This is about twice as strong as I like it. And the really nice thing about AeroPress and with these mugs, I know that with this diner mug, 19 grams ground coffee, if I just dilute it down till it's full, it is exactly where I like it. Batter from Bronson's Holiday Blend for 2020. Really glad we have this back. Super delicious. It's smoky without being we don't have that astringency that often fans of medium roast are averse to finding in some French or Italian roast. I have no idea what the components are on this one this year. It's smoky, it's sweet. It reminds me of a spice cake. So it has like some of those really great baker spices, very subtle clove, allspice, cardamoms. It's a delicious cup of coffee. Happy holidays as they start to come our direction. Happy Halloween, if that's your thing. We don't have this coffee on our website yet, but do check out batdorfcoffee.com. We do have a good selection, and keep tabs on our social media pages to see when a holiday blend launches. Yeah, it's a pretty good cup of coffee right here. I don't know if you can hear the rooster in the background. It's all part of being in the coffee workshop. All right, so go out, do some AeroPress. This coffee, by the way, is amazing in the AeroPress. It's fantastic in the French press. Molita filters. I'm going to taste it as espresso on Monday. I have the feeling it's one of those that really, no matter what your brew method is, as long as you're using good clean water, getting up to proper temperature, you're going to be solid. Makes a decent cold brew as well. All right, thanks for watching, everybody. Take care.